up on his gate, gives his men the spoils to rape, rides away into the sun. Fame's priceless war horse runs. Tencendur, ride to war.
Well, we started in 2012 when I moved down here from Amarillo. I moved to Denton to go to UNT. I got on Craigslist because that was the only way I had of meeting any musicians. I was only 20, wasn't old enough to go to the bars, and Spencer was actually the first one I met. And for a while we had a few different drummers, a few of our friends subbed in, and we played a few shows throughout 2012, early 2013. And then Craigslist actually did us another solid, and we met Ryan, and pretty much ever since then we've kind of been like ZZ Top. It'll probably be the lineup for the duration of the entire band. So our first EP was just our self-titled debut, and then it's kind of funny if you watch how our mindset and our music and our what we name things changes as well. Our first LP was called Thrill of the Hunt, and what that represents is where were at the time, constantly seeking the next thrill, whether it was companionship or the next party or the next good time. We were all in college, and you know how that goes. Our third album is called Through Hell and High Whiskey, and I think it's the most sentimental album name we've come up with. A lot of the songs are about some very painful experiences in all of our lives, whether it's people or loss or grief. Even making the album, it took forever to save up the money to do it. Countless recording sessions. One recording session, the AC was actually broken in the studio, and the engineer joked with me. He said, "I guess this is the part of your album that represents the through hell part." And I had also lost my uncle the day before I went in to record that day. So everything we have named, we've lived up to. We named our band The Infamists, we lived up to it. We named our first LP Thrill of the Hunt, we lived up to it. Everything we do is very real. Sometimes our approach is kind of a bit of a hellraiser status that it seems we've earned, but the older we get, the more seriously we're taken, and we're not going anywhere. We'll be here for another 5 years. We'll be here for another 5 years after that. There's going to be a lot more music, a lot more albums. We're going to play every week if we can. We're going to go on tour when we can. There's really no end point.
the floor. So speak of the devil when she walks through that door. Love me like a heathen, baby, when our clothes hit the floor. Speak of the devil when she walks through that door. Love me like a heathen, baby, when our clothes hit the floor.
As far as influences go, I mean, we all have our own different tastes. Me personally, I grew up listening to like metalcore type stuff like Under Oath and Devil Wears Prada, kind of the heavy breakdown stuff. And sometimes that kind of bleeds into the stuff that we do. But I think one influence, or just a genre we can all agree on, is classic rock. And I think that's kind of the basis of all the music that we do, and having like a heavy influence but also kind of that bluesy tone, kind of that good mixture of both.
I own my own entertainment company called War Baby Entertainment, and that kind of ended up taking a life of its own, and in some ways it's bigger and more well-known than the band is. I was very fortunate to have the gift and ability to manage calendars, bands, and keep shows going at venues for almost 3 years now, and as a result, I know a lot of musicians, and a lot of guys ask me, can you guys come play this? And also allows us to be able to be flexible about our shows, like Riley was talking about, because one night we can go play with WoFat, and then the next week we can go play, with like psych rock bands, and we can switch it up, and we can expose ourselves to many different kinds of people that way. And I put up with a lot of shit over the years doing this, but I got into it to help get us to where we are now. And the fact we've been together for 5 years and we're about to have our 5-year anniversary show, it just gets me thinking. We've been averaging 50 shows a year. The highest we did was 56 in 1 year. So I would say that in 5 years we have played at least 300 shows. You see the scars of all the girls that have broken our hearts and all our loved ones that have left us, and having to figure out we're going to go practice illegally in somebody's apartment complex because we don't have a place to practice. We have been where we only had an electronic drum set to record. Hell, I had a car breakdown on the road, At this point, nothing surprises me and nothing is a challenge anymore, almost, except maybe we shouldn't have as much fun as we do.
I've been angered.